Hi everyone! Today's math lesson is all about polygons. But before we get started on learning what polygons are, you are going to need your math notebook, your math journal, and a pencil. Now later on in the lesson, you're also going to need a collection of pencils and pens or straws or something. I'm going to explain that a little bit later, but just know you're going to need that other supply, and I'll tell you how many you need too. Once you have your notebook, your journal, and your pencil, please continue watching the video. Today is going to be in your math notebook. You're going to write down what time these two clocks are showing. Now remember, when we write time, we write a number, a colon, and then the next two numbers. So I gave you this first one. What time does this second clock show? All right, here are two more clocks. What time do these two clocks show? Write it down in your math notebook. Here are two more clocks. What time do these clocks show? Write them down in your math notebook. All right, now we can check your answers. So here, this is the first two clocks that you wrote down the time for. You should have written down 3 o'clock and 10 o'clock. On the next set of clocks, we saw 6 o'clock and 12 o'clock. You should have those in your notebook. And on the last set of clocks, we had 4 o'clock and 11 o'clock. Those should be the last two times in your notebook. All right, to introduce today's lesson, we are going to do the math message for today, which is where we have a little bit of a story problem and we have to solve the problem by drawing a picture. So make sure you continue to have your math notebook open. And here's our math message. It says, Ben says, my shape has exactly 3 sides and 3 corners. Draw Ben's shape. So right now in your math notebook, draw Ben's shape. 3 sides, 3 corners. Sasha says, my shape is small and blue. Draw Sasha's shape. Now, if you don't have a blue crayon nearby, you can just write down on the shape that it's blue with your pencil. If you don't have a blue nearby, that's okay. Could Ben and Sasha have drawn the same shape? Explain why or why not. So in your math notebook, you're going to tell, could Ben and Sasha have drawn the same shape? Yes or no. Then you're going to tell why you think, yeah, that could be the same shape, or why you think, no, there's no way that their two shapes could be the same. Okay, so you just drew some shapes to go along with the math message. The math message said that Ben's shape had 3 sides and 3 corners. I hope you drew a triangle. It also said that Sasha's shape was small and blue. I don't have a blue marker, so I just wrote the color blue on my shape. Now, Sasha did not tell us what shape she had, right? So you could have drawn any shape. I chose to draw a circle and make it blue. Maybe you chose to draw something else. But the end question was, could they have had the same shape? What do you think? Actually, they could have had the same shape. Sasha's shape could have been a small blue triangle, right? That would have been possible. since we don't know what shape, what the defining attributes of Sasha's shape were, then we can assume that maybe they did have the same shape, or maybe they didn't. We don't really know, but it could have been possible. Now, what if Sasha had said, my shape is small, blue, and has 6 sides? Then could it be the same shape? No, because if Sasha's shape had 6 sides, it would look like this, and it would be a hexagon, right? Hexagons have 6 sides. Now, we just started Unit 8 in our math books today, and Unit 8 is a lot more about geometry. Geometry means that we're talking about shapes. So today we're going to learn a new shape vocabulary word. That word is polygons, like I told you at the beginning of the lesson. A polygon is a shape that is flat. That means we can draw it on a piece of paper or a whiteboard. It's closed, and it has 3 or more straight sides that only meet at the vertices or the corners of the shape. So to be a polygon, you have to be flat, closed, and have straight sides. Can you picture a shape in your mind that is a polygon? Is this shape a polygon? Yes, it is flat, it is closed, and it has 3 or more straight sides. Is this shape a polygon? Yes, it is flat, it's closed, and it has 3 or more straight sides. Is this shape a polygon? No, it is flat, it is closed, but it does not have 3 or more straight sides, so a circle cannot be a polygon. Is this shape a polygon? Yes, it is flat, it's closed, and it has 3 or more straight sides. It has lots of sides, right? What about this shape? It's flat, it's closed, and it has straight sides. Do you think it's a polygon? No, it's not a polygon because it doesn't have all straight sides. Polygons have to have straight sides, no curvy sides. Like we said, the circle has curvy sides. Can this shape be a polygon? No, because it's flat, it has straight sides, but it is not closed. It's kind of like someone didn't finish drawing the shape. You're going to open your math journal up to page 156. On page 156, you're going to see a poster. You're not actually going to do anything on this page. It's just for you to look at examples. So this is page 156. Okay, so on page 156, you're going to look at those shapes and trace some of them with your finger. The shapes at the top are polygons. Some of them have names that you can say and recognize, right? Like you see a rectangle, a hexagon, a pentagon, a triangle, a couple different triangles. The shapes at the bottom are not polygons, and let's name why. Well, this first shape is not a polygon because it's round. Can't be a polygon if you have curvy sides. This second shape is not a polygon because it's open. Can't be a polygon if you have an open side. This third shape is not a polygon because, well, it has an open part over here and it kind of crisscrosses in the middle. Polygons can only have lines that meet at the vertices or at the corners of the shape. This one's not a polygon because it's round. This one's just a squiggly line, not a shape of a polygon at all. What about this one? It is closed, but see how those lines are sticking out past the corners? That does not follow the rules of being a polygon. Here is a shape that is flat, it's closed, and it has straight sides. Oh my goodness, why is this not a polygon? Well, remember that rule I just told you about only having lines that meet at the corners or the vertices? This one has a line that goes like straight through the middle of it, which doesn't follow the polygon rules. And then we have this one, which again kind of meets in the middle. If they were two separate shapes, then they could both be polygons next to each other, but it can't be a polygon because it meets in the middle right here, and that is not part of the rules. On the next page, page 157, you'll see a lot of shapes. You see triangles, quadrilaterals, that means it has 4 sides. Pentagons, that means it has 5 sides. Hexagons, that means it has 6 sides. Go ahead and trace some of those shapes with your finger. Okay, so for the next part of the lesson, you are actually going to be making your own polygons at home. Now, when we do this at school, I pass out little coffee stirrers, which are like really thin straws. And everyone gets a pile of those and they see what kind of crazy polygons they can make. Well, we're not at school, so I don't have those supplies to give you, but you probably have some short, straight objects at home. You could use popsicle sticks, Q-tips, birthday candles, pens or pencils. I know I've got a whole collection of pens here. This is just what I have sitting at my desk, and they're all about the same length, and they're all obviously straight. The important thing is you want to choose an object that is shorter, like the size of a pen or shorter, and it's straight so that you can make a polygon that will be flat, closed, and has straight sides. All right, now I have a collection of pens and markers here. This is just what I happened to have at my desk. Like I said, you have a lot of other materials that you can choose from. Just use whatever is easiest for you. So you're going to use this collection of straight objects to make some polygons. Try to have probably at least 10 of the objects. So I have about 10 markers and pens here, but I can use them to lay next to each other and make any kind of polygon that I want. So here, I just made a really simple square. And that's an easy polygon to make. I have to make sure that all of my corners are touching. It has to be a closed shape, right? Otherwise it's not a polygon. I have to make sure that all the sides are straight, which if you're using straight objects, that's exactly what you'll get. And I have to make sure that the shape is flat. So this is sitting on my desk, so of course it's going to be flat. See if you can get really creative. Maybe you can make a shape that has all sorts of crazy twists and turns. As long as it's still closed, that means all the corners are touching, and it has no lines down the middle like we talked about in our journals, and you used at least 3 of your objects to make 3 straight sides or more, then you've made a polygon. Remember, a polygon has to be flat, it has to be closed, and it has to have straight sides. See what kind of cool polygons you can make today, and then post a picture of one of your polygons that you made in Seesaw so that I can see what you made. Today is that you get to play an I Spy game at home. Now, this is a little bit different than how you've probably played I Spy before. So, the first direction says, play with a partner or in a small group. Take turns being the spy. 2. When you are the spy, look for a shape in the room. Don't tell anyone the name of the shape you spy. Say, I spy with my little eye a shape with, then give clues that describe your shape. Be sure to use defining attributes. Other players guess which shape was spied. Play again with another player as the spy. So you're probably used to playing I Spy with colors. Today you're going to play it with shapes. Maybe you'll say, I spy with my little eye something that has 4 sides and 4 corners. The game says to be sure to use defining attributes. That means when I said 4 sides and 4 corners, those are defining attributes. I didn't tell you the color or the size of the object because those are non-defining attributes. See if you can play I Spy using defining attributes, and the rules for this game are also posted in Seesaw.